Hey everybody, it's Rebel Piggy here with another episode for you. Today's episode is Quesitos. So if you are Boricua, Puerto Rican, you know what this is. These are little tiny puff pastries filled with cream cheese that are sweetened. And I'm going to show you my variation on it, but it's very similar to what I've seen around to make it easy. So you're going to have 2 packages of cream cheese that should be softened, and you're going to be adding your brown sugar, your vanilla, and I will also be adding my secret ingredient, aged rum. Yes, honey, look at that. So I added just a little bit. I think I could have added more, but that's not what the problem is here. As you see, I took that right out of the refrigerator. I did not wait for it to soften, so you definitely want your stuff to soften, your cream cheese. So let it sit for about 15 minutes so you can start rolling out your dough in the meanwhile. That's what I should have done, but I did not. So what you're going to do is you're going to flour a clean surface, and I'm using my cutting board that I clean with apple cider vinegar and baking soda. And I'm going to take out one of the puff pastry sheets. Now, you can just do half of the recipe and just do 1 sheet of puff pastry, or you can just use the 2. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 1 sheet. This is going to be rolled out to half of its size, as you saw. And what we're going to do is we are going to cut it into 4 to 5 inch pieces, or squares. You'll see that here in just a moment. Alright, so we got it all flattened out. We're going to take our pizza cutter and cut that up, but you can also get like one of those cookie cutters that are already in square form and use that. But seeing as how I don't make this very often, I just make it for, parties every once in a while, or like a get together every once in a while. So I am making them, at least 30 of them, and this is the amount that I would usually make for a party. Now, if you have a huge get-together, get 2 packs and just double the recipe that we have here. And what you want to do is, like, if you have ones that are a little bit too small, just roll them out a little bit and keep going at it. We're just going to fast forward this for you guys, so gotta go fast. And I think the next time I do a video for you guys, I'm not going to be wearing my watch and my bracelet. Maybe my bracelet, I don't know, but probably not my watch. Alright, so we're getting to the last ones here, and I'm not going to show you the next sheet, obviously, since it's going to be very monotonous as far as the puff pastry go. And the next portion is the assembly already, after we finish mixing this thing. So mix your cream cheese. As you notice, it's very soft compared to when we first started mixing it. So it's very important, again, make sure you have your cream cheese setting out for at least 15 minutes before you start working it. And what we're going to do is we're going to be taking at least a tablespoon of this mixture once we're finished mixing this up for every puff pastry square. And there you go. The color should be uniform. And now we're going to beat the egg that we're going to use. That's going to act like a glue. And it's also going to make our puff pastry very nice and golden brown. If you don't use it on top, that's fine. But when, say if you wanted to put not corn syrup, but sugar instead of corn syrup, it won't stick as well once it comes out of the oven. But we're going to be using corn syrup, so it's not that essential. But as far as the sticking of the pastry, if you don't have any eggs for whatever reason, you can just use water. Just dab your finger into water and touch that one corner that we got with egg there. And then here I'm just going to brush a little bit on top. You can also do the same thing with butter to make it golden, but I like the egg on this. And that's it. There you go. You had the 1 tablespoon in there. You folded it over, and that's it. Got them on the pan. We're going to put them into our oven I used these pans because, well, they were for a function that we were having the day after, and that's going to be $3.75 for 12 to 15 minutes, so you definitely want to keep an eye on that. So this is an optional topping. However, people love this when they tried it. So I got some chocolate chips, and I am heating it up slowly, and I'm using a double, what is it called? Like a double burner? I'm not sure. And it's gonna seem like it's not gonna work for a moment, but just take your time, do it low and slow, and it will eventually come together. And once it comes together, what we're gonna do is we're actually going to put it into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, what I used was like one of those little Ziploc bags, resealable bags, put it in there, and then I cut the tip of the bag. So you see how it's smooth and it's shiny. Once it's smooth and shiny, it's done. Fill it into your little Ziploc bag. And this was like one of those sandwich size bags, if that helps you guys. And again, you're going to cut the tip of it, and that's what you're going to use to put over your delicious pastries that have been finished in the oven. So here we go. I did forget to put the corn syrup drizzle on there as far as the footage goes, but it's on there. And we are going to put now our chocolate that we melted down. And it's very easy to handle, it's very easy to do. And this was the final touch to our quesitos, which they're kind of time consuming, but they're super easy to make. I know that there is a recipe out there to make the dough, but when you have this puff pastry that essentially does the same thing, how about make it easier for yourself, right? And here you go, guys, quesitos. Drink it, eat it with a cup of coffee. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, keep cooking, keep gaming, and keep being yourselves. Bye-bye.